Alrighty, guys, we're back. I apologize. We had some kind of technical difficulty, and I want to give a shout out to my man Melvin for helping us out with that. I did no idea that that was even going on. Slide bars. What are those for? What are they good for? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, good
Say it
look,
again.
Mel. That's how the viewership should be. Good look on that.
Yeah,
Should be telling us, yo, we
yeah,
can't hear shit. Meech, why you didn't say nothing? You were on the motherfucker,
yeah.
yo.
Meech, why didn't you come in and say, "Hey, you guys sound like he puts a
You
100
guys
in a
sound
fist
like
up"?
trash.
Yeah, it was trash. Like don't say it was 100 when it wasn't even worth listening to because the sound quality was messed up.
I
Tell us
seen
that so we can
Vicky
fix
on
it.
there too. Vicky, you gotta tell us.
Yeah, you gotta yell at us. Say, hey, this ain't working. You won't offend me. You won't offend me. I
Hmm.
promise. I won't get
No,
offended.
there won't be no offense. We need to know that. We need to know the technicals is right.
Yeah. All right. So I guess now we're back and fully operational. Let me double check just to make sure because if it isn't, my heart will break into a million pieces, and then we'll have to pick those pieces up, and I don't know what we'll do with them. We can't put them back together.
Yeah,
There we go.
can't do
We're good to
that.
go. Everything sounds good. Okay. Wow.
So the fucking like I didn't watch all the combine for one. I watched just the quarterbacks, receivers, and I watched some of the running backs. And I want to talk a little bit about the quarterbacks because I see some two quarterbacks in here that people, I mean, they gave them the attention and people talked about them a little bit, but I see like they're going to be productive out of the top ones that they're talking about. I just see way too many flaws in them. I don't get it. I think that's the combines and things is one of those things. Like it's who you know, like who you're that type of thing. Like you're gonna get those ratings. It's a politic thing. Like how you got a team that if your dad does business with the coach, you're gonna play even though you suck.
Hmm.
It's something on that matter. If you do it, people. These people are like a lot of people put a lot of investment into people when they're going into the NFL. Some things that they don't talk about, like
Hmm.
because it's illegal, but and they maneuver scenarios to get them in best positions because and the one quarterback that I've seen that I think's going to be like it'd be somebody New England would pick up and he would have a career like Tom Brady in that system
Who is it?
because how I is Ryan Finley from NC State.
NC State. Okay.
He doesn't have the numbers or anything because you look at his numbers ain't all that great. But when I watched him in the combine and all the drills and stuff, he was putting shit on point. Haskins was on point too, but I think Finley would be one of those guys that's going to come out of that and he's going to end up making a great career for himself.
Yeah, he's kind of like the underneath it. Forget that slave auction combine. What's up with the LBJ and the Lakers? LOL. Oh, he's talking. Here
Who
comes
was that,
Melvin.
Melvin?
Melvin. Well, yeah, because Melvin's coming out talking about the slave auction combine, which I do understand the analogy. Hey, I was also gonna ask whenever we'll answer that, but first I want to ask you what you guys talked about on your show last night because I wasn't there. But whatever you recorded, just let me know what it was. I want the sneaky peeky. Anyway, yeah. So, what do you think about that?
LBJ is trash. It's like you can see the difference of like you can see that he's wore down, his body's wearing down. You can definitely tell that. I don't want to hear that. I'm saving for the playoffs because you might not even make the playoff. Your run starts now. If you look at the back end, he was always in the lead and he was grinding with players. So that shows you what good players are, man. There's nothing the Lakers can do to fix this issue. They're just going to have to sit out and make the right deals in the offseason, get a better coach. Luke Walton is not going along with the scenario. And Carmelo Anthony ain't going to help the situation. So I'm glad they put the freeze on the talks for that today. So I don't know what to tell you, Melvin. I hope that ain't your squad. I'm a Knicks fan, so I can't really say shit. We're looking good for
I can't
next
say
year.
shit. He says.
I don't want Kyrie, but the Lakers should be ashamed of themselves right now, for real.
Uh, yeah. But to circle back to the combine, I was gonna say that I gotta talk about the local guy Kevin Givens. He was from Altoona area high school. Um, and I'm just gonna read off how he performed at the combine out of all of the D linemen and just tell you all the particular
Who'd you
things.
say?
Kevin Givens.
Where's he out of
Huh? Wait, like
for
what?
our viewership?
He's out. He came from Altoona area high school, but he went to
Mm.
college at Penn State.
And that's the local area we're in. So a lot of people that are on our friends list would know who he is. And for the people that don't know, we're giving a shout out to somebody that played in the area that we're from around. Well, I'm not from, but that's where
Yeah,
I'm at right now.
near.
And so just giving a shout out for him. So what was those stats, Dev?
All right, so in the bench press, out of all defensive linemen at the combine, he plays third at the bench. He plays
Mm-hmm.
17th in the 40-yard dash, 14th at the vertical, ninth at the broad jump, 12th at the three cone, and 20th at the 15th or at the 20-yard shuttle. He plays 15th. So I was gonna say, to me, those stats. I mean, I haven't seen. I wasn't watching too much Penn State football, so Coach might be able to speak better on it than I. But Kevin Givens looks like he'd probably be a good late third round to anywhere from late third round to maybe a steal in the sixth round, anywhere between there. I don't think he goes in the seventh. I don't think he's like a late round pick unless something. He was a little undersized, is what some people were saying, but I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to figure that out. They're looking at all that stuff now. I think he'll be around the third, fourth round. I don't see him going any higher, and I really don't see him. I'd be surprised if he went lower because he has the push. I think it depends on who's drafting because that goes a lot into play too. Who's drafting? What's their needs? What do they have that can match that? Because I watched him all year and he has that push. He gets in the backfield. I think they're going to get him into shape a little more, strengthen him up, get him in shape a little more, make him quicker. You're going to be working with NFL people now. I mean, it's a big difference from NFL to college, how much attention they'll give to you once you get on a squad and you start getting reps and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
he'll be all right. He'll get his shot. All he has to do is go up there and make that noise. You know what I mean? So shout out to him.
Yeah. So we were talking about DK Metcalf before. We were told about our not so great audio quality. What? This is the question we didn't answer. Who do you think gets DK Metcalf? Who do you think wins the sweepstakes? Based off, we haven't had free agency yet, but I'm saying like long run. You like with thinking about what moves that team might make in free agency now. Who do you think is going to end up with DK Metcalf?
I don't know because I don't have the order in front of me. I think he might fall outside. To be honest, unless the Raiders take him, I think he might. There's too much offensive linemen and defensive front and edge rushers that I don't think they're going to take a wide receiver anytime in the top 10 unless somebody specifically wants that wide receiver. I see him going
Or a
around 11,
quarterback.
12.
I could see a team being like, we need Dwayne Haskins or whoever. Oh, my boy Nick says the Bills. He thinks the Bills are gonna end up with our guy Metcalf. You think the Bills?
What number? What draft number are they? What number are they?
What number do they have, Nick? Just out of top of my head, I know the first four. I know it goes Arizona, Jets, 49ers, and Raiders. And my thing is, I will say that the Raiders might end up with Metcalf. I think he fits for John Gruden. He's offensive head-minded coach. He likes big physical guys. I think he would take them if they don't get AB. If they get AB in they get AB in the off season here, then I think they'll probably stay. They'll just say we'll take AB. We'll get him because this draft is so deep with wide receivers and defensive linemen, like good defensive linemen, that they might just say. Nick said he'll look, but be right back. Okay, Nick. Yeah, you make sure you take care of that. But as I was saying was you have so many defensive linemen in this draft that I really think that you could wait. You could take a good one in that fourth overall pick if you're Oakland, and then you have that 24th and like the 30th, or maybe it's 24th, the 28th pick in the later rounds of the draft.
27th and 24th.
27th, 24th. Okay, they have those later round picks. So do what you want with those. Like there's going to be talent still there towards the end. The people that are gonna be slept on. If I'm John anyway, if I'm John thinking about it.
I think that's probably going to be my sleeper team this year. It's going to be in the running for it, the Raiders, because they're going to be way better than people think because of the moves that were being made, and they're going to start some young players, and they're going to figure out some certain things. I think the reason why they would go with AB and think right now type of thing is to get Derek Carr a workout, and AB will give him a workout. He'll make him better.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely would. Also, Nick said the Bills would pick ninth. I could see it. I could
Oh
see it.
yeah,
I mean,
I could
they
see
need a
who else
weapon,
did they name?
huh?
Who
Because
else? They need a running back too. Yeah.
but that thing is like most people don't pick running backs in the first round anymore. I mean, um, the New England Patriots did last year, and they got Sony Michael, but Sony wasn't amazing or anything. Like
And but
he was a
he
good
played his
player, but he
ass
wasn't
off.
like
He's a system player.
yeah. But that's
You got to understand, New England is totally different than what this combine represents.
yeah,
Combine represents, oh, we're going to show you the best physical people to put it up.
yeah.
That system over there says we're going to go find the person that fits our system.
Actually, now that I think about it, when you were in the Patriots position, you got to think about it, they were in a Super Bowl that last year's draft. They were in a Super Bowl, so whenever your team's like that, your roster that is like that good, you can feel okay getting a running back in the first round. Like teams like the Bills or the Raiders or the Cardinals, they need help everywhere. So I mean, they're going to take probably best available player, and just
Yeah, they're going to take the best available. Yeah, they don't. I don't know what their needs are, to be honest with you. I
who
really don't know.
the
I don't know
Bills.
if they'll. Yeah, I don't know what their needs are. Like I don't have that in
I,
front of me. Like a lot of stuff, I'm just getting back into looking at all that stuff.
Bill, my buddy Nick says Bills need someone Allen can throw the ball to. That's what they need. And
They
they
do,
they
and it
have
might
Zay
help them
Jones.
too.
They have
It
Zay
might.
Jones, but they don't have anybody else. When they had Kelvin Benjamin, you remember that big wideout that used to play for the Panthers he was good his first 2 years and he just fell off the map because of injuries. Yeah.
Yeah, where's Kelvin didn't Kelvin go to the Rams and put up numbers and then he went to the Chiefs and fitting in their system, right? That's Kelvin, isn't it?
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which
He didn't
there was
he
two
never went to the Chiefs. He went from
or
the
no,
Panthers.
Sammy Watkins I'm thinking of.
Sammy
I'm
Watkins.
thinking
Yeah, that's who you're thinking of, Sammy. And Sammy's doing good for himself with the Chiefs. He's doing a good job. I mean,
yeah, that's who they're the similar type. They both ended up in Buffalo. I was thinking of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Seen them.
Kelvin's like this. He was supposed to be this big red zone threat. Yeah, Yeah. Nick said it. Watkins went to the Chiefs, not Benjamin. Yeah.
Who?
Huh?
So,
Nick said that Watkins went to the
yeah,
Chiefs, not
Sam.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
That's what he just got
That
done
makes
saying. But yeah, so I think that's the way to go. I'm thinking about defensive tackles like Quentin Williams. Those are probably guys that go early. Nick Bosa. I mean, who do we think Nick Bosa is going to fall to? You think he's really going to go first overall?
No.
You don't think so?
The writing's on the wall right now that dude down in Arizona is going to take Kyler Murray as long as the pro day he blows him out on the pro day. They already seen him throw. They already seen everything they need to see. And dude's a quarterback friendly. He's going to make a system for him. And I think Josh Rosen just doesn't fit with the coach's system down there that they got.
You don't think they like Josh Rosen? I mean,
No, they're going to.
yeah, they've stated they've been trading him or they've been shopping him. So if you're shopping in quarterback, obviously you must not care for him too much, you know.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
Yeah, I see Bosa. I see him probably going maybe.
he's
It's
going
hard.
top 4. He's going top 5 at least.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get him all the way. I don't know. He might
Jets.
go. Who's the second pick?
It's gonna
Jets.
it goes Cardinals, Jets, Niners, Raiders, and I forget who the 5th one is. But I could see Jets because they're gonna
I could see the Niners taking him too.
yeah, and the Niners, yeah.
Yeah, I could see everybody taking him all the way up.
But I mean
I
the
just
Niners.
don't see number one.
Hey, think about that for a second. The Niners are also a team that needs offensive weapons, and if they don't get AB or they don't sign a weapon, they might be the guys that get Metcalf, DK Metcalf, at 3rd, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Which is again would be crazy to me. But if you, I
It's a
mean,
pick.
they got a guy like Jimmy G, and if you give Jimmy G some weapons, he might be better. I mean, he did good that not this year, but the year that he came in for those like last 6 games of the season, he did good with no weapons. But you get him some weapons, and who knows what you get, you know?
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah, to me, like you know what I mean. That's why they got to figure out. And I'm sure he's got a lot of good work in it and learning an offense and just getting book smart all the way book smart. Now he needs to get those reps up. You definitely want to get somebody like a target. If I have somebody like him that I can just throw the ball to and I know he's going to jump up and get it, you know what I mean? Like a Charles Johnson type thing, and he's got some wheels on him. I mean, it's one of those ones that you're going to be like,
Pull the trigger.
is the need bigger than this play? Is the need that we need? Should we take this guy or should we fill our need with this great guy that's here? It's those ones that they're going to decide right, possibly down to the You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until it's time to pick.
So I'm gonna ask Nick
So
a question, and
it's
while he's answering that, I'm gonna talk to you
uh,
about what you just said. Um, he said, I just hope the Lions draft someone for our D line or DB to help Darius Slay. So my question to you, Nick, is who would you want the Lions to draft? Who do you want them to get? But back to what you were saying was like here's a funny thing. When I play Madden, right? And like you do the draft thing, like when you have a franchise, like I said, I might be speaking, a different language because it's a video game, but
yeah, I don't really play video
you
games.
scout, you do all the stuff that you do in the NFL. So you scout players and you look at their combine grades and you see their skill sets and whatnot. Well, um, whenever I see a guy like DK Metcalf, right? To me, he's the guy with like the insane combine
Damn,
stats.
you're on DK's dick tonight.
I know, but this is what I'm saying, right? Well, I'm just using him as an example to talk about like how I would see a draft from like a GM perspective, or or a Coach Gruden's perspective, because he's like a GM but he's not. They put Mayock there, but I feel like Mayock's kind of like the puppet guy. They're just like, yeah, you just kind of help me pick things, but I really have ultimate say. But if I'm if I'm looking at it when I play Madden and I'm drafting, I usually look at I go okay, who do I need? And then if there's someone that I don't immediately need, I go, who's the best guy available? Like, or who's the talent that's going to be transcendent, right? And to me, when I saw the numbers of DK and everything, I was like, and the stats and the build and everything, I'm like, that guy's going to be like a Megatron or something. Like he's going to transcend. He's going to be a great player on paper.
Yeah,
On
he's going to
paper,
be a
anyway.
great player.
On numbers.
He's going to be a great player. And that brings me up to somebody that they put the coverage in there, sneaking him in, and I think he's going to break the tall guy curse that from Paxton and Brock Osweiler is Tyree Jackson from Kentucky. He's got a cannon. I mean, a cannon. He stands 6'7".
Oh my
So
god.
he's the tall. He would be the tallest, like next to Brock. And you see how Brock finessed. Like, well, how much did he get? Like 57 million
Let's be
out the
real for a
game.
second. Brock Osweiler has finessed every team that he's ever been on. He got so overpaid after that year with Denver. And then he got like Brock Osweiler is the king of swindling in the quarterback world. Like he really got overpaid for everything. But go ahead.
Yeah, he got over it. Yeah, but Tyree, I think he's going to be that guy. Like you can take, you put him somewhere for 2 years, 2 3 years, and let him sit behind somebody that's on their way out, and you go through his mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will break that curse of being a big. I think he's going to have like a good future. Like do him like how Aaron Rodgers did, sit him behind somebody. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh down the roster. You know what I mean? I'm not too impressed with what's his name up there, number 5. I forget his
For
name.
who?
That's just our backup up there. I forget his name for some reason from Tennessee, but I'm not impressed with him.
Marcus Mariota?
Mace, huh?
Are you talking about Tennessee's quarterback?
No.
Oh,
Pittsburgh's backup quarterback that
Joshua
played for
Dobbs.
Tennessee. Yeah, it was slipping my mind for a long time there.
I got you.
But I'm not impressed with him. We don't know what Mason can do. He hasn't stepped up there, but I would like to see Dude sit behind Ben for a while and on Ben's way out the door and see if they can work with him because I think he's going to have a bright future in like 3 or 4 years. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at what are the people that are going to get pulled out of here that everybody's not talking about, but we all know that most of the people that are stars don't get these number one. I mean, not all of them, I say, don't work out, but a good majority of them, the stars are coming from different rounds. A
Yeah.
lot of late rounds, a lot of middle rounds, and I like looking for those because we all know who the big guys are. You watch them, but you be like, let me look at this guy. So I like looking at that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So Nick finally got back to me. So here's what he says about who he would want for the Lions. He said DeAndre Baker looked good in the combine and in Georgia. Greedy Williams looked good too, but the fact he stopped working out because of cramps scares me. But Montez Sweat, I would like to see him in that D. So, yeah.
Well, Greedy Williams, I think Greedy and Devin Smith from out of LSU, I think them two might make it in the top 10.
You think? Well, Devin Smith,
Oh yeah.
Devin Smith put up great numbers from what I saw. He put up amazing numbers. I think he was the other guy I was thinking of that was crying at the combine after he performed.
I watched him play. He is, I mean, him and the way that they had that defense, he was attacking the ball. I mean, with quickness. The only thing that I could say that reminds me of, not that quite fast, but the only thing I seen that remind me of was Shazier. how Shazier was able to diagnose quick and just missile
Mm-hmm.
at a spot of attack. He was good for it. That's the only thing I can, because I watched him a lot last year, and I watched Greedy. Greedy is going to be a great defensive back in the NFL.
You think?
He's going to be great.
Yeah, and he said that the Lions need a pass rusher, and they haven't had one since Ndamukong Suh, which I didn't even think was Ndamukong really a pass rusher. Like, is my memory serving right? Was he getting sacks when he was playing for Detroit? Like a lot of
Yeah,
them.
he would. I think, yeah, he was. He would get some sacks. He wouldn't be considered a pass rusher. He would be a disruptor, and you could. He would definitely draw double teams that will get your guys to, like, him in the lineup's going to cause a lot of sacks. Is
Yeah.
probably what he's saying.
Yeah, yeah, Nick, you're in for a treat. You're talking about football with Coach here. You know, Coach will give you all the football knowledge you need. And
And there was another press. Oh, what were you about to say?
he was just saying that he would like to see Devin White paired with Jared Davis in Detroit. That's what he said. Again.
Oh, yeah, I kept saying. What was I saying? Smith. I meant to say White. But
Oh no, I think it is. I think it is Devin Smith. Or maybe no, maybe it's Devin White, and we're confusing Devin White with what was the wide receiver name? Roquan Smith. I think maybe we're confusing him.
no, I think there's another one. There's one from Michigan. His name, I forget his name. They both were 5 too. I forget his name, but it'll come back to me. But
Okay.
not to mix that up, just make sure we get that right. Ask Nick if he knows, if you can
Is it
tell
Devin
us
White
if we
or
make
Smith?
sure we're talking about the right Devin.
Is it Devin White or Devin Smith?
But-
Or is it Devin Saylor, wide receiver out of nowhere, future Hall of Famer?
Out of
Out of nowhere.
Norway.
Out of no.
Out of
Or is it
nowhere.
Devin
I thought you said
Saylor?
Norway.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. What if it's Devin, or is it Devin Saylor, future Hall of Fame wide receiver out of Tulsa?
we'll
No,
go
it's
get
Devin
it, bro.
Bush.
Get that check.
How do we
Huh?
get that so wrong?
De-
It's Devin Bush?
Devin Bush is from Michigan, isn't he?
Yeah, how do we there's I feel like there's a bunch of one of them's named Devin White. I'm sure of it. Devin Bush is
there's a
from
couple.
Michigan. Okay. And then but who's Devin White? Cuz I thought there was a Devin White.
And Devin, now you guys are confusing
I
me
know,
now.
I'm confused. I thought there was a Devin White. Isn't there a Devin White?
Devin
in
Bush
this
is from
draft?
Michigan.
I'm
Devin,
looking it up.
Devin is White is from LSU.
Yeah, LSU. That's what I'm thinking of. Cuz I'm sitting here
I was
like,
saying Smith though at the beginning of
yeah,
it, so I
that's
messed
what I'm
up.
saying is I'm pretty sure me and you, because I said Smith too. I thought Devin Smith. I was thinking Devin Smith, and I think we were mixing him up with Roquan Smith, and we were just putting Devin on it.
Yeah. So who what was the class of? There's two. There's what's his name's receiver from Ole Miss with him.
AJ Brown.
Is it AJ Brown? Yeah, AJ Brown. Those guys are gonna be in the NFL making moves. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have great careers. There was another tandem. What tandem was in the last couple years of receivers that made it out there that were huge? They both were like, I can't remember what school it was. I thought about it earlier,
What
but it just
wide receivers that came out of last year's draft that were big?
I don't know if it was last year. It's within the last couple years. I just can't. It's slipping my mind. I had it in my mind.
Like Odell?
No, it wasn't.
You're thinking
it
of a
wasn't that.
school where a bunch of good wide receivers came from?
A school that had two wide receivers that came out at the same time, just like these guys are coming right now. They were big and they're playing ball right now. I just can't remember who it is. It slips my
Yeah,
mind. So
you're
I'll get back to it.
I don't know who it is either, but go ahead.
But I was bringing that up to say that I think Iowa has the two best tight ends, and Noah Fant, T.J. Hawkinson. You know, those guys are gonna make some noise, especially Fant. If that's how you say his name, right? Fant, Noah Fant. He is the top in everything. I see him going in around like 15, 32 in between there somewhere. But he was the leader in all of his drills and all of that, speed, everything. He was the leader in all categories. So he's got a bright future and stuff. I see somebody like Green Bay or New England actually going after them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I was gonna say this too. Devin White was from LSU, and Devin Bush is from Michigan. So we were right about Devin White and Devin Bush. We did say Devin Smith, and now I'm gonna have to look that up. But our guy Nick says last good wide receiver draft that I can think of is when Odell and Mike Evans came into the league, but they weren't from the same team.
They weren't from the same
Yeah,
team.
because Odell
No,
came
there
from
was
LSU and Mike Evans came from Texas A&M. Because
yeah, Texas,
Mike Evans went to school with Johnny
Johnny
Manziel.
Football.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember. I had him in my head earlier. I just didn't write it down, so it skipped my mind. But when I'll remember it sometime and update it, but I just can't remember who it was.
yeah.
They both pretty
That
much are making noise.
yeah, that Iowa the one Iowa tight end, I think he's drawn comparisons to being like the next Gronk or Hunter Henry or whatever. They're really
Yes,
hyping
sir.
him
I
up.
see him as what's his name out in Philly.
You see him
He's
as Zach
athletic, like
Ertz.
yeah, he's athletic. Zach Ertz is athletic.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He can make some tough catches. Gronk makes catches that are anything in his body radius. It's not that he's a real great like athlete. He has great hands and he's a great athlete for that size. It's just his body radius. All you have to really do is put that ball in that radius and he's bullying whoever's on him out the way.
He's like,
You know what I'm
excuse
saying?
me, I'm catching
Yeah.
this. Like it doesn't matter. Like this ball's getting caught whether you're here or you're not.
Yeah, you're just gonna look stupid when I do it.
You're gonna
So
look silly. So you might as well just forget it. But I mean, yeah, oh hey, did we get shout out Kevin Givens? Because I think was that whenever the audio was muffled. I think it
I
was.
think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let me do this here. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Givens. Kevin Givens was in the NFL Combine. He's from our local area, Altoona. That's where we're around right about now. He played for Altoona. He went to Penn State, played defensive lineman, and now he went to the Combine. So these are just his Combine stats, right? Where he placed with everybody else in the defensive line department. This is out of 30, I do believe. There were 30 prospects in the D lines this year. So Kevin Givens was third in bench press. He was 17th in the 40-yard dash, 14th in the vertical jump, 9th in the broad jump. He was 12th in the three-cone drill, and he was 15th in the 20-yard shuttle run. So to me, I said he was to me, if I was draft grading him based on that, and then you said, Coach, you watch Penn State football a lot this year, so you know how he plays. He gets a lot of push up front. I think, like I said, he's a late third round pick to like a early sixth rounder to me. He's a steal if he goes anywhere later than the third round to me. He's a steal. But
Yeah, he'll be straight. I think if he gets the proper, I'm not. I see that it's so hard to say right now when you get into a player like Kevin. Shout out to him actually. You know what I mean. You made it this far. You know, I know a lot of people are proud of him. I've met his mother a couple of times out here in Altoona, so he's definitely raised right. I think he's gonna go up in the NFL and he's gonna get his shot. All you got to do is just listen to the coaching up there, get yourself in the peak shape and go out and take your shot. But yeah, I think if they team him with somebody else on the inside, I would love to see him on like we run a 3-4, but I would love to see him in a Steelers uniform. I would really.
he's like, I would love to see him in a Steelers uni. Kevin?
Yeah, I would love it.
Well, I mean, they do tend to grab guys that are local, like from Pittsburgh or Penn State. Although I know there's other teams that like grab Penn State players, like the Browns like to grab Penn State players, and I would say no, I don't think the Raiders do. The Raiders they had Steven Wininski that center. I think he's the last Penn State player I could think of, so I don't think they do. But I think the Browns and there's another team that grabs Penn State players, and I can't think of who they are. I want to say the Colts, because the Colts actually grabbed a lineman. They have a lineman that plays for the Colts right now that went to Hollidaysburg, which is also in our area.
Shout out to him. Do you know his name?
I forget his name off the top of my head. I think he's a starting lineman too, and I just can't remember his damn name.
Shout out to him. There's a lot of turmoil going. Speaking on Penn State, we're speaking freely today. There's a lot of kids are leaving Penn State. Like, what's his name? Juwan Johnson signed out. He was the top receiver. He's going to be in the NFL one day. I just think what happened over there is like McSorley wasn't developed to throw the ball. I don't think they developed him properly because he came over with Coach Franklin from Vandy. And he followed Coach Franklin. I think they did a poor job developing him. Now, McSorley's he's trying out for quarterback, but they're trying to get him to move to the secondary, which I think he's going to have to do, or he'll be up on the Tim Tebow list. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like
wait, they're gonna move Mick Swirly to a corner?
they want to move him to DB, yeah, whether it's corner, say whatever they want to do. They offered it to him,
Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that Mick
and
Swirly could play DB. I mean, he's
no, he was
athletic,
recruited. He was recruited as the like in the top class of DBs.
and he
To
played quarterback. That's weird. I didn't know that.
yeah, because coach was working at Vandy before he got to Penn State, Coach
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, and he recruited him to play quarterback because he could maximize what he was doing, and he was building a program over there that he built very successfully back up before he came to Penn State,
Mm-hmm.
and he personally selected him to be his quarterback. So you know what I mean? I just think they poorly developed him, but he was known for being the best defensive back.
Yeah, well, in that
So
case, then I mean, I don't know. I'm weird. Where like I don't like morphing players into something that like they if they were good at something, I don't want to take them and be like, yeah, you're now a quarterback. Like you could play quarterback. I mean that could be a personal thing. Like maybe he wanted to be a quarterback, but like, I mean, like, if you're a DB and you're good at playing DB, I would never be like you should stop playing DB.
yeah,
You
I
know,
think yeah, I think he was just great at it at
and then you,
DB, and he
and then
was
you and then you find somebody to mold into a quarterback is what I'm saying. Like find a quarterback to mold into a quarterback. Don't find a DB and then make him a quarterback like that. Like so find somebody who played
well,
quarterback.
no, he was the
Stuff like
quarterback too.
oh okay
He was the quarterback of the team. Like you go both ways in college if you're doing your thing. No,
right.
no homo, no bisexual pause, and all that. But you go both ways in most of your high school, and he was just that's what he was being recruited as. But he was a good ass quarterback too,
Mm-hmm.
and coach seen that, and he didn't have much competition on, so he grabbed him. I don't think he didn't change anything. He was always a quarterback.
So Nick actually backed up what you said. He said some people work better at different positions. In the end, it comes down to coaching. But I like stories like that. I like the whole Terrell Pryor. He played quarterback, then switched to wide receiver. Yeah, I guess I agree with that. Like I like the Terrell Pryor story too. But the guy, whenever I saw Terrell Pryor when he played for Oakland, I just knew he wasn't like a quarterback. Like the dude like outran the whole entire Steelers defense on a read option. Like, and that guy's your quarterback. That was when RG3 came in the league too. So like the mobile quarterback thing was like getting a little bit of traction, and then Colin Kaepernick was good. And like I said, whenever I saw TP, I was like, yeah, like this dude's 6'5". What was it, 6'5", 6'4", like running like a four. He was like literally running like a 4.3, 4.4 at quarterback. I mean, he could have played wide receiver, and when he went to wide receiver, he was great. And then whenever he had to play quarterback for the Browns, that remember that year when they were bad, they only won one game. Terrell Pryor was like their whole team
Yeah,
for like a whole year.
yeah, yeah. He didn't. He wasn't a quarterback. I don't know why they drafted him to be a quarterback because I didn't see it. You
No.
know what I mean? It's very easy to tell. I don't. Sometimes I shake my head at things, but sometimes they think that they can develop a person. They already know what they got, but they think they can develop it, and some people just don't take for it because obviously you're good enough to do something if you made it that far. You know what I mean? You can
Mm-hmm.
do that positions, but when you're up against all elite athletes that are well coached and well trained and all that, the ball game is totally different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when they try to develop, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, whenever they try and develop someone into like a player that they're not, like they're a player that I don't think they really are. I mean, some people just look just based on their characteristics, how they play. They're gonna play better at a certain position than the other one you try to coach them into. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he did a smart thing because he didn't have to deal with no recruitment. He gave dude a shot. They probably had a heart to heart, and he's like, Coach, I'd rather play, some
I'm better.
offense and shit.
I'm better. Well, he's like I'm better to this team as a wide receiver. I mean, let's be honest. And then he took TP story is interesting because he was in Oakland. He was actually oh God, why can't I think of my own guy's name? Uh Al Davis's. It was Al Davis's last draft pick before he died was Terrell Pryor. And so like
Yeah,
there was a
they
lot
should have
riding
took
on
the
him.
pick from Al.
Yeah.
They should have said, Dad, you can't pick this one.
Yeah, yeah, but he was his last pick. There was a lot because people were thinking he was going to be like the Destiny's Child, like when he was in Oakland, and then he wasn't. I mean, they won 4 games that year with him and him mixed with Matt McGloin. Hey, that's from Penn State, Matt McGloin. But yeah, they won like 4
He
games.
is trash.
Yeah.
He better take off his Penn State jersey. He's trash,
Hey,
bro.
hey, don't hate on me, but whenever he was playing for the Raiders, I did want a Matt McGloin jersey. I wanted one. I actually told my ex to get me one.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
know, I know.
Not
Hey,
yeah, he's just one of those. He's one of those guys. I mean, like Penn State is not really known. You had Kerry Collins that had the most success in my time, and Tony Sacca made it, but he didn't get no. He couldn't. He was behind Jake the Snake
mm,
Plummer and shit,
Jake
but
the
he
Snake.
didn't get no time. There was a lot of Penn State quarterbacks that they get. Christian Hackenberg, he's now playing in an AA. He still looks horrible. Penn State's more of give me a backfield and some line, and we're gonna punch you in the mouth. Big Ten football,
Yeah.
you know.
Hold on.
So
Nick has a question for both of us. I don't know if this was talked about because am I cam. Remember, you said you were fixing your spelling, Nick. Come on, because I am in. It's kind of late, but who do you want to be drafted and signed on your team this year? Okay, so, Coach, who do you want drafted? Like, who's the player that you want most to go to the Steelers? He's a Steelers fan.
to go to the Steelers at the 20 that I think's gonna be there, I think honestly, um, I want to say I think I want to go with what's his name from Texas A&M, Eric McCoy. He's an offensive guard. I think we need to fix the guard solution if we're going to run a lot, because definitely we're going to run a lot this year. I
Mm-hmm.
think we should go with the offensive guard and fix that scenario over there so we can make it strong. I think we got to get rid of one of the guards too, just to have some strength back there to start with.
Yeah,
Who you
a
got there?
guard from my team. I mean, you kind of already know, but at the same time, I don't know if that's who I want because I want DK Metcalf. That's who I want for the team. But I know that I also want our team to be good, and we need a pass rush so bad it's not even funny. So if Nick Bosa somehow fell to number 4, I'd want Nick Bosa. Or,
Yeah, they got a tough situation on the board over there.
yeah, nothing could hurt, but also you don't want to miss opportunity. That's all. Like that's what it is for me. It's like do you take the guy who looks like he might be prolific, or do you take the guy who's a sure bet, he's gonna produce? Like that's what I'm saying. That's the toss up for me. Do you take Nick Bosa, who you know is gonna produce, or do you get the guy who, if he works out, like no, there's no issues like health wise or anything because that neck injury or whatever, he's literally going to be prolific. Like he's gonna be a Hall of Fame. Like the dude's amazing. Like the guy looks amazing. He also could be like the next
Yeah,
T. Rich though.
there's a lot of things involved. There's a lot of things involved when you're doing that. And you got to really go through, you trust your scouting, go through a lot of tape, go through a lot of situational football compared to your system, compared to how, their attitude is. Are they a team baller and stuff like that? There's a lot of things that factor in, you know what I mean? And we already see that John Gruden he's not playing that. I don't think he ever has. He doesn't deal with the I, he deals with the we. So
Mm,
there's a lot of things that factor in, especially those top 10 players, 10 to probably 20 players
mm.
that, you're going to either find some real disciplined kids that are real disciplined. They're going to listen. They're going to do their job. They're going to learn. And you're going to have the people that are just so used to being a star. It's like even when they're not saying anything, you can just look at them and you can see that they're cocky as fuck and they think everything should revolve around them.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah, it's. I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those things where you go, but it is hard. It's just hard. I think it's harder to hit in the top 10 than anywhere in the draft. I think that's the hardest place to hit is the top 10. Like if you're in the top 10 picking, it's harder to hit there than anywhere else.
yeah, you just got to. It's one of those things. I
Because
mean,
the
and
later,
plus too, it depends on who's picking. Is the coach involved? Is it just the front office? Is GM? Who's picking? Is it collective?
mm,
Because a lot of these dummies, I'm telling you, you can do the information. A lot of these jackass GMs just be watching ESPN, and going on, and they get caught up in like the repetitiveness of somebody's name, and it happens time and time again.
yeah, I don't need a reminder of who Jamarcus Russell is, Coach. Thank you. I don't need that.
He's fucking
I don't need to know about
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus.
I could have told Jamarcus Russell wasn't gonna fucking. That was the main thing on his ass.
Yeah,
He was lazy.
yeah. Well, you want to know what's funny is this was a great quote that I remember listening to was during the scouting process while he was talking with while they were talking with not or the late Al Davis about it. They were saying to him, what's this? I got a spinning wheel of death. Okay, just making sure that wasn't gonna hurt my computer or anything. But the late Al Davis said, or he was talking with one of the other team that scouted him, and they said, "Yeah, man, he could throw a football from one goalpost to the next, but he's got the football IQ of a rock." And he still took him anyway. After all these people told him he literally had the football IQ of a rock. So,
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, a lot of people just can't play. They can't play at the next level. I don't know how they didn't pick up on that. Maybe it was one of those decisions that they told him, and he was getting older and he was probably not in the right frame of mind. But they wanted to respect his, it's his team, and they just let him do it. Yeah, they just let him do it, and that was the fucking outcome of that. And that's a lot too, because I don't know any system that is successful continuously that would keep the coach out of the involvement on who we're drafting and going to talk to him, going to see what's the vibe like, because you got to know, what you're getting I don't think there's too much money involved and too much shit to get done that you take a chance on somebody without talking to him.
Coach, guess who popped back in the live stream? Our guy Meech. Meech is back. Meech, why didn't you tell us about the audio when you popped in? Why didn't you tell us? We fixed it now, but when you were here, you gave us a 100 and a fist and you dipped, and then you didn't tell us the audio was bad. That's sad. That hurts our feelings, man. Next time,
that's happened, but either
you
way,
can say that, man. You won't hurt our feelings. Just tell us. Just tell us, man.
I don't care. He made the comment, and we got the engagement.
Right. At least you made the comment, but I'm saying, next time for reference. Yeah, but we're out here talking about the combine and football right now, Meech. That's what we're up here talking about. Hey, Nick. By the way, yeah, I can make out what you're saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just busting on you, man. No need to get offended. Just busting on your spelling. That's all. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so the running backs. I watched the running backs, and I think there's a guy in there that's going to be probably. I think Josh Jacobs is the best running back in the combine thus far, and I think he would be the highest draft. But Justice Hill from Arizona State, I think he's going to make some noise wherever he goes. He's going to be excellent as long as he can stay healthy.
You think any of them go in the first round?
Justice?
Do you think any of them, any of the two ones that you listed, do you think they go in the first?
I think any team that needs a running back, like strong running back, they're going to seriously in them top like 15, 20 picks. I think somebody's going to pick up Josh Jacobs, to be honest. If they really need that need. And I'm sure. But I think they'll go. Those are the two. And the other one from he's a workhorse. The number 34, I forget his names. Names are slipping my mind today. From Alabama. The other one that they started the year.
Oh man, now you're. Why you do this to me, Coach? Now I'll look him up because I'm like sitting here. I'm like sitting here. It's like I think I know the name, and then when you say it, I'm like it's like there on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, nah, I gotta look it up because I won't know. I'll think I know, but I don't.
He'll be up there too. I just think Justice sleeper and one that whoever grabs him and says, I think this guy is the guy, and they're gonna get him. And you know what sucks about that though too, if you don't get top, and running backs go through it, but a lot of running backs get that they got to go their whole 4 years before Todd Gurley getting signed like that for the last couple years to get their big contract or get franchised like they did with Bell and all that. But running backs like him will get like lost in the sauce. They won't give him as much credit, and they won't try to sign him until his 4 years, and that's pretty much the life expectancy of a running back.
Yeah. So Justice Hill was the one you said. He was from Oklahoma State. He's gonna make noise. He's
gonna make noise.
He's the fastest in the 40 time. Who was the other one you said?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Who was the other one you said?
There's Mike.
Justin Hill and who was
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Jacob Heimerschmidt. His name is my name too. I don't see
what the fuck are you singing?
Whenever
Mike
he goes
Weber
out
too. He'll be a good one.
The linemen always shout, "There goes Josh Jacob Heimerschmidt." No, 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 no. That's my
Bro,
hot
stop
folk.
singing that corny ass fucking song
That's
on our
like a
live.
nursery rhyme. He said, "Stop singing that corny ass line." Did
That
he not
sound
run a
like
40? Because I
Momo.
don't. Did
Shit.
he even go to the combine? Because I don't even see his stats.
Oh, his thoughts.
Stats.
Did you say thoughts?
No,
Oh,
I don't see it.
stats. I was
I don't
like,
need to
damn.
see his thoughts. He's probably got some good looking thoughts around him, but Josh Jacobs, like I'm not seeing his like combine stuff anywhere. So did he attend?
I don't think no, Josh. I don't think he worked out. I don't. He
Oh, you don't
doesn't
think he
need to.
went? Okay. Well, no, I was just curious if he did or didn't. That's all. I was looking to
No, I
see.
don't think he did. I didn't see
I
him.
don't
I
think he did
didn't see
either.
him, so I don't know.
There's
I
not a
don't know.
single stat, so I'm going to
He's just
assume.
one of those players that well that ain't got to do it because those words it's not going to change one way or the other. You know, you get enough on a running back. You need to look at him. You know what I'm saying? You really don't need to look at a running back that much except for the tape to see
Yeah,
is he fumble? Does he get hurt?
can he find a
Can he,
hole? Because
yeah, what's his style? Is he a pounder? Is he a cutter? That's all you need to know about that. Because there's not too many situational like things for a running back, like 15-yard out or out and up, or you know, it's not as complicated as a quarterback and even a receiver. You do got to learn some routes coming out of the field, but a receiver has that tree, and then you got to read with the quarterback. That's a tough thing to do if you're not, if you're not willing to learn or you're not teachable. It's a tough thing to do to get that chemistry with your quarterback.
yeah. Um. What was I going to say? Just in general about running backs. I don't know. I mean, I'm at the point now where like I don't think you draft. I just don't think you draft a running back unless like he's that prospect. Like in the first round, you don't draft him unless like he's the guy that like he's gonna be prolific. Like you don't draft a running back in the first round unless he's Ezekiel Elliott or who's the other one that went in the first round just a few years ago and he's amazing. He's a good guy. Ezekiel Elliott and the
Todd Gurley?
Todd Gurley. Well,
Did Todd Gurley?
yeah, Todd's good. I don't know. I don't know if you could have gotten the second round, he probably would have been a really good steal. But yeah, Todd Gurley, I guess. I was thinking of somebody else off the top of my head. I can't remember who it is now.
Todd Gurley is like the best running back in the NFL for the last 3 years. What are you talking
I'm
about?
thinking about
Scrimmage yards.
I'm thinking about somebody else, and I can't think of who it is, and it's gonna drive me nuts. He's been the best running back for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Le'Veon Bell back for the top, and Le'Veon wasn't.
Well,
He
no,
might not have led this year. I mean, last two years for his contract, and he did have a lot of touches, a lot of scores. I think this year.
Hmm.
Not sure,
Yeah, I
but
can't.
he's one of the best. He's the best running back right now.
And
But
Melvin
he's a
Gordon.
little.
That's the thing. Melvin Gordon from the Chargers because that guy has so many yards from scrimmage. It's not even funny. The dude is like for the some games for the Chargers, he was literally their whole team. He would catch the balls out of the backfield and gain 50 receiving yards. If you had him in fantasy football, he was amazing. And he would catch receiving touchdowns and he would get like rushing touchdowns. I mean, the guy was killing it. Melvin Gordon. I mean, I remember when I had him on fantasy, he was amazing. And Gordon's good. And then Nick said that there's something wrong with Gurley's knee again. Now that I read it a week ago. Now that I read a week ago. So that was what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
there
Was
was
like
obviously something.
Todd had knee
It was
problems.
obvious.
He always had like injury problems since he's come in the league. Is what I was saying. Like, I mean, I guess that's the same thing with Zeke though. But he has like behind the scenes problems where like he has to stay off the field for 5 weeks because was it sexual misconduct or abuse allegations for Zeke? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know. I know he didn't. He got found not guilty. His thing was he lied to the NFL. Is why he pretty much got suspended. So yeah, I mean, it to me like those type of things, the average lifestyle that they running back has, like I mean the average lifestyle, the average your life expectancy in the NFL is around probably like 4 years or something like that, and I just think they're screwing running backs with that type of thing. You can't get no check. You know what I'm saying? And like for something that they just gave Todd Gurley this money now, look, there's no reason why he wasn't in that football game other than he has an injury that is not, one of those injuries that can't get worse,
Mm-hmm.
but you could go out and try to give it a go. You might have a good game. A lot of people have done it on those type of injuries, but it just wasn't working. So he went with Jackson, the hot hand, or what was his name? What was dude's name? Number 22. They
From
used to
TJ
from the
Logan.
Rams. No, they used to play for the Broncos. The running back that took over for Gurley. That had the last
Wait. It took over for Gurley. CJ Anderson.
C.J. Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
So
was
they
a
went with
trank.
the hot hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the guy had nice fresh legs too because he went. This is actually a cool story. He was at the Raiders for like a week or two. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah. We got to wrap this up quick, Coach. Something just happened. It's an emergency deal. I don't know what that's going on about, but real quick, we got to
Okay.
answer one question for Nick, and Nick wants to know: so Kareem Hunt to the Browns, yay or nay? How do you guys feel about it?
Um, I think it's. I mean, I think they're still. I think what the main thing it shows me is that the Browns are in it to win it. They're taking a big risk on him
But they're like,
because of his actions and because of um, what the NFL is going to impose on him because they still didn't make their decision yet. That's going to take a while. That could happen any day now. Could happen during the season. We're going to find out, what goes. But it tells me that the Browns are all in to win by making this move. They're probably going to have the Chubb is going to he's developed more. He's going to make some moves, and now you're adding Kareem Hunt. If he doesn't get suspended, that's going to be pretty vicious. With Baker being playing the way he's playing, the Browns are all in.
yeah. Well. Here's my take on it. You have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was great. They have Duke Johnson still, I believe, right? You correct me if I'm wrong. They still have Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson's a good out of the backfield receiving back, and you have Nick Chubb, who he was kind of like I don't know what I would call him per se, but he was great. And I think that you really don't need Kareem. Kareem's great. Don't get me wrong. Kareem's a good running back, and he's also a good kicker. So
Yeah. He said, "Oh, you just try to throw that joke up in there."
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I don't think that those type of things. I don't understand. I mean, it was a big risk that maybe they know something that we don't know, but I don't know how the NFL could let him. I don't think it's time. I think he needs time off. I don't know. I don't agree with this pickup, to be honest.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying is I don't really agree with it because I think the Browns. I mean, I know they want to win now and stuff, but I mean, like I said, they got Nick Chubb, who he was great. The problem was they were using him like a change of pace back, and I think he really could have carried the workload. And if they needed the change of pace back, they should have used Duke Johnson and done it that way. But they started out with who's the other running back there? I can't think off the top of my name or top of my head. They had another running back there at the Browns that I can't think of, but he was like starting for the beginning of the season. Hyde, Carlos Hyde. They took him from the 49ers. And then then Chubb came in, started working more halfway through the season, and it was, great. Like he worked out great for them. So if I'm the Browns, I say I don't really need Kareem Hunt, That's what I say. All right, well, I'm getting ready to wrap up this show, but guys, again, everybody that stopped by in the stream and talked to us, shout out me, shout out Nick, shout out Melvin. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and talking with us, and everybody else that I didn't see who popped in. You said Vicky?
Yeah, Vicky.
Vicky Icky, the
Church.
Dicky. Yeah,
Don't
Vicky
say that, bro.
Don't say that. Oh man,
Yeah.
Come on, Coach. You're breaking my rhyme style here. I'm out here. But
Go
whatever.
handle your emergency, bro.
Yeah, I gotta go handle that business. But hey, everybody, shout out! Glad you all came by. Follow us on Bridging the Gap if you haven't yet, and subscribe and also like this video. Peace.